Welcome, welcome, everybody. Today is May 16th, 2023, and we are going to talk to you guys today about what is in your bag summer edition. We have 3 or 4 of us on today, and we're going to be sharing different bags that we all carry really in the spring and summer. Myself and Allie and Amy, I think it's just the 3 of us, right? Anyway, Allie, if you will move to the first screen, I would love to share about that. I like to always have my Young Living products on me wherever I am, whether I'm in the car or traveling or at an event of some kind. I always at a very, very minimum will always have peppermint and lavender on me, always, no matter what, because I feel like you can do hundreds of things with those 2 things. So if you are down to crunch time, if you are like going jogging or something where you just can't carry a lot with you, peppermint and lavender should always suffice for the vast majority of anything you need an oil for. But let's start off with my always purse. This is the purse that I always have on me. Or if I'm switching purses, this is the little bag inside my bag that I always have these things with me. Number 1 is DiGize. I always have at least a 5 ml of DiGize. There's somebody that will need it, I promise. My oldest is obsessed with DiGize. He loves it. Now, I will say DiGize does not have the best aroma because it has a lot of ginger and fennel in it. And those are kind of, they're very pungent smells. They can be offensive smells for some people. So if you are somewhere in a closed environment, like a small office space or an airplane or on a bus or something, putting a few drops of DiGize under your tongue will get you the relief that you need for your digestive system or whatever's happening, like nausea or cramping or something. And it won't make everyone smell the aroma of it. Okay, under the tongue, it does not taste as bad as it smells. I promise you will be pleasantly surprised. Second, I always have helichrysum. Helichrysum I like in case we need for some kind of first aid or like a bloody nose or something like that. Frankincense I always have. Frankincense is what I like to call brain. It's such a great oil for the brain. So if I need some alertness or some concentration, or maybe somebody fell and hit their head, that frankincense is good to have. If you're in a car accident and you're just feeling like really disoriented, frankincense along the spine, lower neck, there on the back of the neck, it's just such a great oil for the brain because it crosses the blood-brain barrier very quickly. Purification I always have, usually for bugs. I just never know. I mean, in Texas we have bugs most months of the year, so purification is a great repellent for bugs because it has a lot of lemongrass in it, which is known to repel bugs. Also, if somebody gets a wound of some kind or you need some kind of first aid, purification is a great go-to. Or you have teenagers that are really self-conscious about acne, or maybe you're still dealing with acne. Purification, great for acne. Lavender and peppermint, again, these 2 have hundreds of uses each. I would say I like to keep lavender on me because it's very calming and soothing. Frankincense is too, but if you're in a situation where you just really need to be, you're finding yourself anxious and you need to calm down some, lavender is great. Frankincense is as well. Lavender is also great for any kind of minor first aid. It's great for if you get burned on something, maybe a stove or a campfire or something. Lavender we know is like the Swiss Army knife. It has a million uses. Peppermint, my favorite 2 uses for peppermint, and always, always, always having it on me, is for any kind of pain and any kind of nausea. And that could be all kinds of different, maybe like a joint pain or a headache or an earache, or you twisted your ankle or something like that. Like peppermint is just such a great oil for any kind of discomfort. And if you're feeling a little bit nauseated. Enzymes I like to have on me because when we're eating out, or maybe I've eaten something even at home and we're out and about and my stomach is giving me fits, maybe gas or bloating, Or my husband, the other day, we went out for Mother's Day, and he is very, very allergic to red food dye. And there was red food dye in his dessert. And I don't really think he even thought to think about it. And I was like, I don't think strawberries are that red. Anyway, literally within 20 minutes, he was having the worst reactions, like he always does. And um, was like burping really bad, and he got hiccups, and his stomach started cramping. And then he was coughing like heavy, deep, awful coughing, like just this awful allergic reaction he gets when he has red food dye. And, I had my enzymes on me. I was like, well, the enzymes will help like digest this a lot quicker and move this through you a lot faster than you waiting this out for hours. This will take less than an hour. Yes, you're still going to have the reaction because you're allergic, but enzymes are just a really great thing to always have on you. That's Essentialzyme 4 is a good one. Detoxzyme is a good one. Allerzyme is a good one. Young Living has lots of different enzymes. A lavender lip balm, always have that on me, or at least one of the lip balms. It's not only good for lips, but if you have dry anything like dry hands or dry cuticles, or I've even used a lip balm, y'all, as a carrier oil before. We were at a restaurant and I got peppermint oil in my eye accidentally. And it was my son, who had to have been like 8 or 9 at the time. And he was like, Mommy, just use the lip balm. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you even think of that? And I did. I just got it out, and I swiped like a good chunk of it off. And then I rubbed it around my hand to melt it down some on my body temperature. And then I put that in my eye, and it took that peppermint sting out of my eye instantly. So lip balm has a lot of uses. And then the rose ointment, of course, is always great to have on hand, especially for some kind of a wound or a rash that comes, somebody that you're with might have, or um, whatever you use an ointment for. I mean, rose ointment is used for so many things. So very quickly in the comments, I want to hear from y'all what you guys always carry in your purse every day. It goes with you wherever you are. I also don't carry that rose ointment in the giant thing. I use, like, I don't know if you guys can see me, but I use one of these little travel containers. I just buy them on Amazon. They're just little travel. Um, I don't even know what they're called. I'll have to look it up and get back to you at the end of the call. But tell me, you guys, what you use, or what you carry in your everyday purse in the chat, and I will read some of them off. Okay. Got tummy jies instead of digize. Yes, that's a good one. Humility oil is a great one for emotions. So is Valor. Good idea. The CBD tins that come in those little tins, those are awesome. Yes. Rose ointment on lips at bedtime. Valor deep relief. I actually always have a deep relief in my car. A roller with LLP, lavender, lemon, peppermint. RC stress away. White angelica. Never without nitro. I'm not either. I always have at least 2 in my purse. I should have said that. You just never know when you'll be done with all the things and need more energy. Ningxia packets, those are all great. Love those. Okay, Allie, can you move to the next slide for me? Okay, this is a sports bag for mom. Oh, Alkaline, the travel packs. That's a good one too, Deb. And Peace and Calming. Sleepy eyes. Okay, so a sports bag for mom, not for the child, but for the mom to have. This is what's in my football bag and my martial arts bag. I have boys that do full contact sports. I'm sure these will work for non-full contact sports as well, but things like their low blood sugar, their energy levels, if they're overheated, if they get nauseous. Here in Texas, football in Texas is always very hot. So my son tends to get nauseous. He has had multiple concussions, sprains. There's been broken bones, torn ligaments or muscles, and all the sore muscles is going to affect every single sport. So first and foremost is Ningxia Red and Ningxia Nitro. He does carry them in his sports bag, but he has come out literally in the middle of a game to the stands, Mom, I need more nitro. And thankfully I have it on me, And then there's the pain cream. Usually for after the game, he will get, hit in the shoulder or something like that. Or in martial arts, my son will get, tossed too hard. Then we've got the Coolazole oil or the gel. I like having the oil just because it's smaller and it travels easier, but it's a big 15 mil with lots of like muscle soothing oils in it. Peppermint to cool down. I also have he has a spray for his bag that just has water, and then he can just it has about 30 drops of peppermint and he can spray it on his neck, or he can put peppermint on his neck. It has a roller cap on it. It's just so hot in Texas outside, and I know it's hot in lots of other southern states too. Or even if they're just overheated indoors somewhere, if they have an indoor sport. I have Copaiba on there for inflammation and any injuries or bruising. I have frankincense and cedarwood for brain for any kind of head trauma. Again, we've already dealt with head trauma a few times with football, but I mean, my other son literally just was standing there on his skateboard and fell off in the front yard and hit his head and got a concussion. You don't have to be playing sports to get a concussion, or I know they don't call it concussion anymore. They call it like brain, what do they call it? Head trauma or brain head injury. I think it's just called a head injury now.
Head injury.
What?
I think they call it traumatic brain injury, TBI.
Oh, I don't know. Um, it's very rarely called a concussion anymore, and they just changed that recently. But I still call it a concussion because I know what that means. Aroma ease for any nausea. Digize. I have three things in there for tummy stuff: aroma ease, digize, and peppermint. But usually, one of the three will work. I've got geranium and helichrysum on there in case there's some kind of like somebody's skin splits open and they need some first aid treatment with that. It just helps, it just when you're bleeding and you need something to kind of calm it down some, geranium and helichrysum are really great to just help the wound start healing very quickly. Cypress is really good for muscles. So is deep relief. Lemongrass and hinoki are very well known for helping with your ligaments. If you have any ligaments, maybe it's just a little stretched or I don't know. Then we of course have lavender purification. I feel like that's more of a, somebody splits their skin open, or you've got that rash you get when you fall on turf and you go sliding, that can cause a really disgusting open. It's like a road rash, it's not like split open. It's just like the layer of skin is gone. So lavender and purification are great for that when somebody goes sliding across grass or turf. And then of course we have thieves wipes for dirty hands. I have my kids do that as soon as they get in the car because I don't know who they've been touching and manhandling with martial arts and football. And then thieves spray just to spray down equipment and a bag and shoes and all the grossness. So y'all tell me what you guys put in your sports bags for your kids. Maybe even things that they keep in their bags. In the chat, if y'all don't mind just sharing. Valor for anxiety, for sports, yes, before a game, for sure. CBD muscle rub is a good one. I feel like that one gets kind of heavy, but they can carry that. I don't have to keep that in my bag. The container's kind of heavy. Anyone else? Okay. Allie, you want to move to the next slide? This is my beach bag. Anything can happen at the beach, anything from sunburns to jellyfish stings, or maybe you get overheated, you're battling bugs, or if you just like to have relaxing aromas, or if maybe you have razor burn and it's bothering you, the sea salt is bothering you. First and foremost is Young Living sunscreen. Second would be peppermint for cooling. Purification, again, for any kind of just minor first aid you might need. I've been stung by jellyfish, and purification is the best oil to help the skin start just getting back to normal very quickly there. I'm telling you, just trust me. If you're going to the ocean, always have purification. You never know where those buggers are going to show up. Melrose is really good to have, also for the same thing, but I think I've only ever used purification. I've just heard of other people using Melrose and having really good results with that. Um, Lavender, if you like soothing, relaxing smells, lavender's a good one. Vanilla, Believe, Valor, Idaho Cranford. It sounds weird to use a big tree oil at the beach, but it is such a soothing, calming aroma that it is actually very fitting for the beach. And it's one of the oils in Believe, which is why I put Believe in there. Lavender lotion, it sunburns. I mean, I feel like lavender lotion works better than lavender oil for when you've had too much sun. That's just me, and that's my skin type. You guys might do better with straight lavender oil or the lavender spray. There's the after sun spray and the lavender cooling spray. Both are great. Actually, the Cool Azul gel, if you have any of that, that has aloe vera in it, that's also really good for overexposed skin to the sun. And so is the pain cream. I did not put those two on there, the pain cream or the sports gel, but they are both really good for getting too much sun on the skin. Of course, thieves wipes, that's probably going to be on every single slide here because, it's just, you just need them. The insect repellent wipes are very convenient, and it also comes in a bottle that you can use, and you can squirt it out. It's not usually ideal for travel unless you're traveling, like you check the bag or it's in the car. It's just a really big bottle of it. It's very convenient to put it in a small roll-on. I do keep a roll-on in my purse in the summers. So it's just a roll-on of the insect repellent oil is really great to always have on hand. Palo Santo and citronella are also great to repel bugs with. And you always want to avoid oils and blends that have photosensitive oils like citrus oils in them. You guys, let's see what you guys have put in the comments so far. You guys had, let's see, lavender mist, the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood Hydrosol. Ooh, that sounds amazing for the beach, actually. Vanilla, I put cedarwood in that sports bag. You asked what the cedarwood was for in the sports bag. I use it for the head brain trauma stuff, if that ever happens. It does help oxygenate the cells, and it just gets to the brain very quickly. Anyone else want a beach bag recommendation? Okay. Allie, you want to take it?
I think it's funny that you have me taking this one. Why don't you take
And
this?
if you guys have any suggestions as we're talking, go ahead and just put them in the comments and we'll read them at the end.
Okay, so I think it's funny that I was asked to do this because I don't camp, but our fellow friend Amanda had an emergency situation, a very good emergency. She had to get her hair done for her family wedding, and this was the only time. So I'm taking her slot, but I can certainly make sense of why you would put these things in a bag for camping that I don't do. The first is season essentials. So if you are outside and there's pollen and mold and all the things, season essentials is amazing. I have been dealing personally with all of those things lately. I don't know why I've been sneezing lately a bit. So just throw a drop under my tongue, works amazing. Peppermint and lavender for all the reasons that April just said. Owie is a great one because it's pre-diluted and you can put it straight on a boo-boo, which is awesome. Lavaderm, obviously, if there's anything itchy going on with your skin, a lot of people say that Lavaderm works for them for bug bites. I prefer purification straight up, and even I layer peppermint on top of that for a bug bite because it gives me the sensation that I'm itching the bite. It works really well for me. Obviously, the insect repellent or the wipes, peace and calming, and would be great for sleeping. Also a great breathing oil. So if you're in higher altitudes, it does have spruce in it, and that's really good on the chest if you're in a higher altitude and need like help with oxygenating your lungs. Valor would make sense for me because I don't like to camp outside. So I would probably want that just to like feel more comfortable camping outside with things crawling on me while I'm trying to sleep. And sleep essence probably for that reason, so that if you're sleeping on rocks and hard surface that you're not used to sleeping with. Palo Santo is a really good insect repellent oil. So maybe that's why that was put in there. I'm not sure. April, do you want to chime in for other things for Palo Santo?
Well, I mean, it's a great brain oil too, but yeah, it's mostly used. I put it on that slide. That's what my kids use when they camp a lot, and it's a great insect repellent.
Awesome. Okay, Zing is one of Amanda's absolute favorites. So just for energy and having a healthier, bubbly, fun drink to drink. Oh, aroma sees on bug bites and boo-boos. Oh, I like that recommendation, Greta. And Valor, for the snoring people next to you, Vanilla, that's a great recommendation. Okay, vitality drops, just great to have all those electrolytes. An easy squeeze bottle. My family's obsessed. Essential Zymes 4 and Detox Zyme, because you're probably eating food that maybe you don't eat on a regular occasion. Although I do take those supplements every day, no matter what, but obviously when you're camping, they would be super helpful. And then Thieves Wipes or lavender, or actually I think they're the Calm baby wipes would be another great option. Yes, just for cleaning all the things without having water, armpits, all the things. Great one. Okay, I think this one was for me anyway, because I have a dancer. I have my daughter is a dancer. She loves the Coolazole pain cream and also the gel. She uses that a lot for sore muscles, and also finds that if she applies it before dance class, it helps loosen her muscles up a bit, which is great. Deep Relief and Panaway, like these point shoes would show. I mean, if you're standing and dancing on top of your toes, they can get very sore. So that's a great one for feet or any kind of sore muscle, etc. Vitality drops, just again, it's just a really good to have for any kind of physical activity to replace those electrolytes in your body. Peppermint, she likes to put that on her chest to help oxygenate her lungs, to give her more energy while she's dancing. Helichrysum is just always a good oil to have on hand for anything that could come your way as far as an unhappy joint or muscle or skin or any of those things. Lavender for same reasons, also very calming oil and relaxing. And then Thieves wipes are just really nice to have on hand for, if your hands are all over the bar, or you just want to, clean your feet in between, for my daughter, she switches from ballet shoes to point shoes. So just an easy, quick cleanup as well. Okay. Next is gym or yoga bag. So I'm going to speak for the yoga bag for me and the gym bag for my husband. I love to have Raven or RC on the chest if I am trying to really give my lungs a lot of support and extra breathing in my extra air in my lungs. It just really makes you feel like you can breathe really well. So that's great as you're trying to open up either for the gym or for yoga. I love having Deep Relief in both of those bags just because that's what it's for, Deep Relief. And again, it's another one that you can kind of preemptively put on muscles that you're working on just to help loosen them up as well. I love grounding for my yoga bag because I tend to run fast and hard, if you couldn't tell my personality. And so grounding is just a really good one to help me settle and really get into a Zen mode. And I just saw that I missed some notes on the last page, but I will go back to that. Aroma Seas is my favorite muscle oil, like of all the oils for muscles. It actually literally sits on top of my desk at all times. And it's my shoulder oil, like very often my lower back oil. It's just such a great oil to help your muscles relax. If you want a good deodorant that doesn't have heavy metals and yuck in it, aluminum, our deodorants are nice and clean. You can pick your favorite one. I love the cinnamon one too. White Angelica. I like to use White Angelica during yoga, especially if I'm doing it in the gym, because everyone has their own energy. And I'm really trying to preserve my good energy in my space during yoga. And so often I walk into a room and I pick up on people's negative energy. And that's really what White Angelica was meant for, is to really protect your energy when you're around people who might not be running on a high frequency. So that's a great one. Always thieves wipes and thieves spray as well. I'm going to go back for a second because there were some great suggestions for the campsite. Peppermint to shoo away ants and bugs, and purification of the sleeping bag and pillows. If they get stinky, you can spray them. Let's see, nitro, sleepy eyes, always lavender for any accidentally touching, hot fire stuff. Yes, and lemongrass vanilla is a great one for soft tissues and ligaments as well. Totally agree with you there. My daughter has a tendency to have unhappy ankles in ballet, and we have recovered her really quickly with lemongrass. Fantastic oil for that. Okay, am I handing over to Amy now? I'm not sure. Amy, April?
I don't know who it.
Yeah,
I don't know
Amy
who
wants
it-
to jump on. She can.
I've got the kids slide, but
Okay, I can cover this one if you want me to hand over to you for kids. It's up to you.
that would be great.
Okay, I actually keep a massage oil in my car at all times because I am not one to plan in advance very well. And I love if I have the opportunity where I really need a massage and I can quickly get in to see someone. I love to have a massage oil in my car because I do not want them using all of the chemically yuck stuff on my body. So I love keeping it in my bag. And I always get compliments from the massage therapists of how much they love the massage oils from Young Living. I love also eucalyptus and RC are so great to have. You can, I don't know if you've ever had a massage when they flip you over and you cannot breathe afterwards. It's great to put on your sinuses, even or on that towel that you put your face in. So you get, sometimes you have to be careful. You don't want to get in your eyes, right? But you want to put it somewhere not to get in your eyes, but help you breathe really well. I always get congested when I'm down on my face for a long time like that. Lavender for calming, release to help those emotions release. Inner child, if you're trying to reconnect with your inner child and not be so stressed out. Peace and calming. Transformation, relieve it. I love that Gary made these names very obvious of the emotion that you're trying to work on, so you guys can understand what those are for. Ortho Ease is one of those massage oils. It's fantastic. Those raindrop oils, obviously if you're getting a raindrop, would be amazing. And the Savvy makeup wipes, just to kind of clean up your face before and or after a massage. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, this is me. Okay. So I have the mindset, I do travel to South Africa at least once a year, was doing more than COVID hit. So I'm all over the show now, but I've gotten kind of used to doing long airplane travel, and there's some like oils that I just don't go without now, and products I don't go without now. So Melrose is a really good one that I use around my ears to keep my ears happy on long plane flights, especially high altitude. I was on a plane flight once with a friend going on a girls trip, and she would get really nauseous and like faint on planes. And I had a feeling it was her inner ear. And I whipped out my Melrose oil and rolled it around her ears, and she was immediately better. And this is someone who would always struggle with plane travel. So she like never travels without Melrose now. So good. If you've never heard of the tip of taking some animal scents or rose ointment and pre-swabbing Q-tips with that and some immune boosting oils, Exodus is a great one. You can pick your choice of immune supporting oils and swabbing them ahead of time, and then you can just pull them out and swab your nose on an airplane just to keep things nice and out of your body. Or you can use one of those containers like April showed earlier, those little baby jars, and keeps them in there. And then I just use like the back of my pinkies and put them on the edges, put it through my nose and the edges of my nose to keep the yuck out. Also, your nose tends to get really dry on airplanes too. So it's a multi-purpose function there. ImmuPro for me is like a must-have for international travel, not just on the plane, which I use on the plane and I take it timely when I need to sleep to get on the schedule of where I'm traveling. And I go when I land. It really helps me sleep well when I travel, but also I use it usually the first night, sometimes the second night, if I'm, 8 hours time difference. It helps my body adjust much faster. Cypress is a really good circulatory oil. So if you're on an airplane for a long time, you know that it's not good for your veins to sit in the same position for a really long time. So I love putting cypress just on the bottoms of my feet, along my legs, just to help make sure that my blood is flowing and my veins are happy. Deep relief, just for feeling sore on the airplane. Frankincense or peace and calming. They're just always good oils to have for calming and dealing with anything that could come around when you're traveling. Aroma ease is great if you're having some dealing with motion issues. If you're feeling ill from motion, that's a great oil. You can put it around. I actually like to put it around the ears, under the tongue. There's lots of people use aromas. You put a drop in your hand and do a scent tent to keep your tummy happy. Same thing with peppermint. Also peppermint and lavender, again, like April said, have so many uses. I never go without my Digest and my detox line when I'm traveling. Not only just because I have a really hard time, I'm very regular at home, but if I'm traveling on a plane flight for a really long time, I feel uncomfortable sitting in a bathroom to let myself do its business. So it's not good for my digestion. And so I love to use Digest for that discomfort of, not being able to go when I want and how I want. And detox zyme, just FYI, if you really need it, and you don't want to carry both comfort tone and detox zyme, which are both great ones for travel to get things moving. If you take a handful of detox zyme, you will go to the bathroom if you have not been able to go. But also good for the foods that you maybe shouldn't be eating wherever you are, that your body might not like. Okay. Ningxia red, always nitro, just to keep the immune system happy, to help get back on the schedule of whatever time zone you're in, if you are moving time zones, or just if you're not sleeping well, to have enough energy to enjoy wherever you are. And then always the Thieves hand sanitizer and wipes. Yes, red cedar bliss in the ointment. Great idea, Lisa, for the nose swab. Also just to put under your tongue. Yes. How much do you use if you are going? I think you meant of the detox zyme. I usually about 4 is all I need to really get things moving in that area. I think that was the question about detox zyme, Linda. Okay, I'm handing it now to, yes, Mighty Pro too. Yes, I always travel with Mighty Pro. I can't believe I forgot to add that. Thank you, Alexia, because Mighty Pro is so great to have on hand if you can't carry, if you don't want to have your Lifeline not refrigerated, etc. Oh, what if things are moving too much, Linda? Then Digest is your friend. Digest is brilliant because it works for too much, not enough, unhappy, all things. Yes. Also, activated charcoal is a great one to have on hand too, because it absorbs. If you ate something that maybe is bad, like food poisoning type bad, that's a great one to have on hand. Digest and cleanse would be a great one to keep as well in your travel bag. 100%. Yes. Love it. Okay. Anything else that you guys want to add or share? If not, I will hand it over. Oh, I got to see another one. Activated charcoal. Yes. Activated charcoal, typically made from coconuts. There's a couple of different varieties. Young Living doesn't sell it, but you can buy it at your natural health store, natural food store. And it's great anytime that it's great for animals too. So if they get into something that could be poisonous, that's great for them. It's a binder, it helps pull the toxins out and flush them out of your body. And I have to look up my brand that I buy. Okay. I'm going to move on. Amy, are you good to take over now? Let me just spotlight you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Woo. All right. Day out with the kids. With what we've already talked about, I would say that if we added up all the things on these slides, you were probably to 100 things, but we're not to 100 different things, because everything has so many different purposes. So it's not like we're hauling suitcases worth everywhere we go. It's not that ridiculous, but we are prepared because of the overlap. So with the kids, when you're out with kids, a lot of the same stuff. The thieves wipes, yes. I have a confession though. I have never, other than this one that I think was a gift with purchase a few months ago, I don't buy thieves wipes. And I know. But I take my thieves household cleaner and just saturate some paper towels and just stick them in a Ziploc and good to go. Close enough, right? The hand sanitizer, of course. Kids, you just never know with the tummies. So the Digize or the Tummy Jize goes with us everywhere we go. Peppermint. My kids really prefer peppermint or just straight spearmint. And if they are not feeling well in the back of the van, you know, everybody fights over the front seats, especially if you have a tummy that doesn't handle travel really well. But when you have 6 kids, 8 people traveling, not everybody can sit in the front. So peppermint and spearmint work great for that. Aroma Ease is a great one for any kind of car travel and nausea. The other day I could not find, it's like, where is my peppermint bottle? And you know, which kid took my peppermint bottle? But I had my Deep Relief. So they just swiped the Deep Relief roll-on their hand, did this, and there they were, because it has a lot of peppermint in it. So that works too. The Kid Power, when there are a lot of kids together for an extended period of time, I think Kid Power is great for mom's mentality and for attitudes for everyone, better attitudes for everyone. So be generous with the Kid Power in the car diffuser, or just pass it around. Everybody gets a little bit of Kid Power. I like for first aid for my kids, April already mentioned the lavender lip balm. I don't know where I first heard that, but it was genius because it works so easy, and it's so easy for the kids to do it themselves. You got to scrape lavender lip balm. You got it, you know, whatever, lavender lip balm. Love that stuff for any kind of skin irritation. I also keep these little plastic pots of animal sense ointment pretty much everywhere I go. And I just take my my little craft sticks or popsicle sticks or whatever, and just dig it out of the big one and make sure my little containers are full. The kids also know to use these for everything, whether we're out and about or not. They like to use that anytime they're having to blow their nose a lot or whatever, and things are getting irritated. They like the animal scents. I keep the CBD muscle rub. We have found that this works. I like to use the sample tins. I think we still have those, don't we? Have sample tins? But if not, just put them in these two so that you're not carrying a big jar around. But we have found that they work. The CBD muscle rub works really, really well for bruising. So anytime somebody gets whacked on the playground or whatever, they like it for bruising. So that's what we use for that. And then of course the owie, because anytime I hand a kid an oil that says owie, they just automatically feel better because they know exactly what it's for. So there you have it.
If y'all carry something else for your kids, I would love to know what that is. You want to put it in the comments, other things that y'all use. Like my teen son always has just a lavender, a peppermint, and an animal sense ointment in like the little jar that Amy had, like these that I was telling you. I put a link to some in the comments above, but there's these little 3-gram ones that I keep in my purse and my son always has. And then these are bigger. They're I don't know what size, but they're a little bit bigger.
All right, so I'm going to stop the recording, and then if anyone has any questions,